1. Welcome back to What the Where's the cameras? Where are the goddamn cameras? Welcome back to Bearded Ramblings. I am a very drunk and very almost jet-lagged motherfucker known as Bearded Ramblings. That's my name, yes. I thought you were low in Julius.
We're all made of beer.
We are all made of beer, apparently. Except for me. I will sort this shit out. In the meantime, you guys are being heard, so say hello. Krendar,
hi.
You go first.
Hi, everyone. Oh, him.
You're not fucking Krendar.
I spoke too soon.
You don't know what we're doing off camera. Hello, everybody. I'm somewhere here underneath all this beer. Hello.
John Morgan.
Hi, I'm here, and I'm not under the influence of alcohol. So I guess I'm the one sober person here.
The one? Did you even ask Krendar if he's been boofing shots?
You
just
I like how you went immediately to Krendar.
No, I said that I'm drowning underneath the beer because I my camera underneath all this beer.
Okay.
God damn it. Where the fuck?
I promised Pimp Monk I'd grow a beard. So,
you promised.
We'll get around to that.
Hey, Krendar took Pimp Monk took the longest time to grow his fucking beard. So
yeah, he did. Well, it grew quick, but it took him a while to grow it out. It took him a while to not shave it.
It took him a while for him to decide to start, I think is what we mean.
Yeah. Like, he had a beard. It was just not the beard that we were all kind of, like, expecting.
Dude, J. Troido thinks you can't even grow a beard, John.
Well, I shave, like, every day, so I think after a week, I'll definitely have something noticeable.
So defensive.
Even if I don't, I can take those mushrooms, dopamicuna. They're known for, like, constantly boosting your hormones and everything. So they cause you to grow fucking hair all over. So I'll just rely on those.
Damn.
The hairy mushroom.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is.
That sounds
can't grow hair. Take some dopamicuna.
That sounds quite sexual. Or I'm gonna
try some of John's hairy mushroom.
I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. You're talking to, or you're seeing a low energy that's very, very drunk. So he's trying to juggle many things at once. Hell,
juggle?
Juggle. He's trying to juggle numerous things at once. And frankly, he's failing at it. But give him a few minutes, okay? Okay? Can you give him a few minutes? In the meantime, you have audio. You have audio, and that's the best I can give you, okay?
An important first step. I'm glad we started there.
Except for deaf people.
Better than having video and not having audio.
Oh God, I was. That's what we were dealing with earlier.
That's just the next step. That's where we're headed after this.
We need to do a stream.
We got that out of the way before we went live.
We need to do a stream where we're just on video with no audio. We need to do like title cards and sign language and miming.
Semaphore.
I almost wish that all you motherfuckers were like, "Oh no, I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to go on screen. Maybe
I could care less, so it doesn't really matter to me."
Oh my God, that's a great idea.
I'm so happy if I can get Durt on screen, because Durt clearly is trying a new thing today.
What? Do you guys know if anybody's ever made a semaphore podcast?
What podcast?
I'm such a fucking nerd that I understood that reference.
Semaphore is that thing where people communicate by waving flags around in certain patterns.
They did in
imagine
older navies before they had radio.
It's just 4 cameras and nothing else, like zoomed in.
You are literally, by the way, John, you are talking to somebody who literally has, like, worked with the Royal Navy before. Like, I know a few things about Semaphore. By the way, Semaphore is the most not even overrated, but overused shit in like maritime history. Like, everyone always tries to use the Royal Navy style, but most of it is so convoluted. Like, who the fuck needs to know that 2 fucking stripes, one on the half and one outright, is the equivalent of you going, oh, I've just left a trade port that is friendly to our commerce.
It's to teach discipline.
I mean,
pretty much what all those
way back when.
Well, it's all those military traditions. Right? It's just keeping your mind sharp, learning new things.
Also, didn't Semaphore start before there were radios? Like they're just like wooden ships.
Yeah, about I'd say about the American Civil War, it started to come into its own. It already existed prior, but it was a more abstract form.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had that
back then, and now it's good for like if your ship's radio's gone down or something.
Oh yeah, the people who cross the Southern Ocean and the like, they still have a bunch of Semaphore flags. Yeah, and I followed one of the guys who went across the South Sea. He actually tried to max out the most time anyone has ever been around the South Sea. And the South Sea, of course, is the sea around the South Pole. So it was cold. To say it was cold and it was isolated would be an understatement. But he was there on this tiny little dinghy, not dinghy, little tiny like yacht, for about I think a year and some change. He was pushing 2 years, but he couldn't push it. And at the end of it, he started put Semaphore out, and some Japanese trawler found him and picked him up. But he'd been out there, as far as anyone can tell, for as long as possible. Like he reached his limit. That's all.
Why was he there?
Just to beat
what was
it
in Moby Dick? There's a chapter where they had to communicate with the other ship, where there was a disease on the opposite ship. And they had to use
that's can tell you exactly the one in question. By the way, guys, if you haven't already seen it, you're about to see what Durt Cobain does for you motherfuckers, which is make an effort.
Unlike us.
Unlike me, Krendar puts a hat on. I show up fucking beyond shitface without any idea how any of the cameras work.
I put a hat on. That's the extent of my effort on this show.
Effort takes energy.
And I am very low energy.
It's max of effort.
But yeah, it's, if I'm right, it's an orange circle on a field of white, I believe. That's
the disease flag?
That's the disease flag. Keep the fuck away from this ship. You will get infected too. That is the horrible.
In other words, everybody needs one of those in their homes now.
With COVID? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so
think about
oh, and of course somebody clicked out. And of course somebody clicked out. Who clicked out?
You ended it.
You ended the stream.
You ended the stream to us.
Not to me.
What?
Uh-huh. On our side, it said stream has ended. In Discord.
What?
This is going to be a little bit on the how to put this. The low energy is shitface, so let's just talk about the day.
Yeah, but by the way, in that thought, I was just having a ponderance here. All these people who do all this weird shit just break the world record on that. Do you guys feel like that's the original version of game achievement? Our world's first achievements system.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of looked at it that way. You know,
Pretty
like
much, right?
as a kid, you know, like you wanted to get in one of those books, and you know, you knew that it was attainable because there was like people in the books for eating fucking powdered donuts and shit. So you just had to find your thing.
Sports almanacs and stuff like that before, like the Guinness record and
fuck that. Who cares about sports, John?
People look at this fucking Chad right here, John Morgan, with his fucking blazer going on, quarterback. You know, like he's got a bunch of students talking about football. You know, sports ball, the concept of touching grass. We don't understand these things.
I just played sports in high school just so I could say
grass is overrated.
In high school. I didn't really care that much about sports.
The concept of touching grass.
Hey,
way, guys, I just have to say,
Ivan
Durt's new thing he's doing with his visuals fits in so well with the fact that our cameras are inside of TVs.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that. And one day, I would love that to be the standard rather than just a unique moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it with OBS. Like, literally, the way I do this is like, I wouldn't be able to use my green screen if I was just putting my camera straight through Discord, but you can use OBS as a virtual camera. So basically, I could put whatever the fuck I wanted right here.
Pitmonk said the same thing last week. He said, if you guys can, you can do anything you want with my green screen. The thing is, I never put two and two together. I don't know how to make that work, but I would love to find out. Like,
not that two guns guy.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky that Loki Larry is in the fucking chat. He has some strong opinions on you there, John Morgan.
He does?
No, but I always love fucking stirring shit.
Oh.
You should.
I don't remember having any beef with
this
Loki.
A little bit because you're just ahead on the bottom half of your TV right now.
Who, me?
Lev.
What about it?
You're like really low on your screen. I think your camera is slightly off tilt.
Not according to my camera.
Or you're slouching too much, maybe.
I'm well over 50% head right now.
50% head.
50%.
Yeah, Loki says he loves me in the chat.
Oh, does he?
No, that love is not the word he used.
No, Mike loves same thing.
A lot. Look at you telling Porky's over here.
See what I mean? I forgot an inch. The standard bigoted, evil, transphobic, hate-filled, racist John Morgan takes a mile. As always, John Morgan is our most controversial guest that we have on.
August
I'm the most divisive guest. Seems kind of odd.
I'm so fucking litter. No, seriously, man.
You've done a pretty good job of avoiding divisive people in general for the most part, I think. That's pretty good.
Well, I am a giant bully. Like, there's so many people that don't come to Shabs.
Person anyway.
What's that?
According to one specific person, you are.
Well, there's a few people. There's like 4 or 5 people
really
kind of left Shab's Discord because of how much of a meanie butt face I am.
Well, maybe if it was 2 or 3 people, but 4 or 5, John, the problem is definitely you.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of a small minibus of people. Like
it's almost like they're the kind of people that rode the minibus in school, and maybe.
John, you did.
John, now don't pull a short bus here, fellow Aspie. Don't pull a fucking short bus.
I was on a short bus when I was a kid.
Yeah,
you didn't
exactly.
say you were.
Oh well, I can barely hear.
No, seriously, like I thought you were an Aspie.
No, I have temporal lobe epilepsy. I was never diagnosed with autism.
You didn't go on the short bus?
No, I was in like all AP classes, and I graduated like a year early in school. I had a scholarship to like UMBC, and I moved out when I was like 17.
Oh, nice.
John, I was in AP classes.
Yeah.
It's not saying much.
I skipped kindergarten because I was the only kid in my school that knew how to read, and I was able to read more efficiently than a lot of the other
hold
kids.
on.
From the
What the
just
hell
says
does
more
that
about
say
both of
about your fucking schooling if you were the only kid who knew how to read?
And well, hey, like it's like
brutal.
over 50% of Americans read at or below an 8th grade level.
I know, that's why Trump
Who needs more?
talked and acted the way he did. It's kind of like very... It's why Idiocracy makes too much sense the more you watch the films every few years.
Oh my god. The courtroom scene in Idiocracy where it's just he's presenting this like basic fundamental logic, like, how am I supposed to know that's illegal? How am I supposed to know that's illegal? And that's their counter argument. It's like, I've been dealing with a lot of that. Like in Billy's Discord. Like
Well, that makes sense, actually. Of course, it's Billy's Discord.
Yeah, like there are people I'm disagreeing with, and I'm just like okay, like you're talking about some random person on the internet. Like, how do you know that? I could say the same thing about you. I could say you murdered kittens. I guess it's true because I'm making some baseless claim about some random person on the internet, and they're like, yeah, you mean logic, yeah. And their entire argument was to just repeat what I was saying in an obnoxious
I've never
tone.
been in Billy's Discord, but I just assume it's full of trolls and various...
Billy is in Billy the Fridge,
crazies.
or Billy is in from the Geek Room?
Billy Fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
image.
scanned over it, and I can tell a few people. It's like playing a game of Minesweeper. You know the spots you don't want to drop. 2, 1. Those are those individuals right there. I'm not going to lie. The drama that can be brought up by you simply saying that's correct or that is incorrect is often not worth it. I'm a Vosh fan. Every time I even mention Vosh, I guarantee you, I have this like.
It twists a hair in my ass. Keep him out of your fucking mouth, Lev. I don't want to hear it.
Well, it's like they're the kind of people. It's like, okay, that's just confirmation bias. Oh, confirmation bias, big word. It's like, okay. I guess you're not at fault for that because
they want,
yeah.
And I don't even respond. Like if I, for example, mention Vosh, what they'll do is just be like, "Oh, you mean Vosh, the pedophile?" And you know what? They will know what they want me to do. They want me to go like, no, how is he a pedophile? And then they'll give me this huge fucking diatribe of
somebody like a pedophile.
in 2017, he said blah 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 blah, and they go through the whole thing, and you're like, okay. At the end of it, it's stuff you already know, so you just ignore them, but they'll keep on doing it forever.
What did
the same with
Mark
Shoe,
Twain?
the same with fucking ContraPoints. If you like them, there will be someone in the chat, especially on Twitter, who will rip you apart for just mentioning the goddamn name. Sorry, John.
Although I find it funny, I don't understand why people get so worked up about Shoe.
Shoe?
Oh well, that's simple because she was a centralist that everyone thought she was going right wing, but then she went left wing. Talk about a cock tease.
I feel like she's still pretty century overall, though.
Overall,
sort of like
no, she's more left. She'll be the first to admit it. She's more left than anyone else. But the thing is,
than anyone else, I don't know about that.
Anyone else, right? Yeah, that's bullshit. I don't.
You say that she's more left than center.
Yeah.
Now.
Wait, Louis Vega says I'm bragging again.
Oh,
cool.
How can you have been bragging when you were silent for over a minute?
Yeah, I don't know. But you said it a little earlier.
I'm going to do a very smart thing while drunk and get up and get away from the mic. So for the next few minutes, destroy yourselves. Literally, like your hate, let it flow through you.
Well, I'm going to start with John fucking Morgan.
Yeah. I'm such an asshole, you know?
Yeah, I'm tired of your fucking bully tactics. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of your bigotry. I'm tired of your ableism. And I'm just tired of your face.
Yeah, my lupus face. John Morgan,
Yes.
Morgan's ableist, but let's make fun of his like lupus rash on his face. Fucking ableist.
I haven't even noticed that. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Well-
even like you when you point it out when it's bothering you, I can notice it. But usually, I don't even like notice it
Yeah.
until you're like, "Yeah, I'm breaking out," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no shit."
Well, there
But
are
This is the first
streams
I'm hearing
where
about
it's
it.
yeah, there are streams where it is really pronounced, like you can tell. But like as we mentioned before, the one person who claimed I was ableist for making autism jokes in a Jackbox game, they made a picture of John Morgan has lupus. Hopefully he dies of it. But I'm the ableist. And if you make fun of my disability, you're an ableist. But it's okay to make fun of other people's disabilities because it's the disability that I don't have. So
Got to look out for number
Exactly.
one, John.
Yeah.
I gotta look out for number one.
No,
which
but
is
like
me.
when I was in school, I dealt with the same shit. Like kids would talk shit, and then like I would just be like, okay. Says the kid who's going to be working at a 7-Eleven 10 years from now, and then I'm called into the office like 2 periods later, and it's like, did you say all these mean things to Joey here? And it's like, he was talking shit. He started it, and it's like, I thought I'm supposed to be the fucking nerd.
Well, you are
Right.
a nerd.
Yeah,
You're a
you're the one getting
colossal
yelled at.
geek / and or nerd.
The
But,
nerd bully.
There are deeper levels of nerd. Like, have you noticed that ever since you started to interact with the online community, you always thought like you were the worst of everything, and then you kind of like found out that, oh, I'm not doing so bad actually.
There's worse out there.
Oh my god, these motherfuckers haven't even seen sunlight in 5 years. Oh my god.
Sunlight's overrated.
Hey,
Sunlight does give you
says
skin
the
cancer.
incredibly pale man.
Yes, I am obviously an authority on not being impressed by sunlight.
You saw it once as a child and was like, nah, it ain't for me, dog. He just went,
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, who does go outside these days? I mean, what's the point? The internet
I'll
exists
tell
now.
you who. Fucking communists.
Honestly, the amount of time that I spend going outside now is not really much different than it was before COVID started. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, even before
it
COVID,
didn't
like
really
the last
affect my
several
life
years.
a whole lot.
What was it? Kino's Journeys. There was that one episode where it was a society where everyone just was like a hermit and a recluse. They had like these massive wars, so they all had a pact where everyone would just stay inside, so people wouldn't like fuck with each other. It's like, we need to do that. We need to make it so like Amazon just becomes the government. It delivers everyone's groceries to their door using drones,
I mean,
and everyone just stays inside and watches Netflix and communicates on the internet. And
I
we
mean,
do that for
Amazon's
10
pretty
years.
close to- Amazon's pretty close to being the global government
Yeah.
already anyway, so
They need to be the global. We need a type 1 society where like the entire planet is just governed by Amazon and everyone just stays inside and is given their food. The drones deliver your Amazon package, and you just spend all the time on the internet watching like stuff on Netflix and
Amazon
streaming with
Prime.
people and
my
stuff.
channel.
Amazon Prime Originals.
And it needs to be
I just
like
the
that kind
fact
of.
that, I just like the
What's
fact
that?
that our potential global government is being led by somebody who already looks like Dr. Evil.
I mean, Mike Pence, he looked like a supervillain.
He looked like a
Yeah,
like
but Bezos looks like actual Dr. Evil specifically, except for the fact that he's thinner.
And doesn't he actually have like a glass eye?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a wonky eye.
Yeah. Like I just think this
now
he can do one of
Krendar-
these moves and then
Krendar,
done deal.
he's the
So-
ableist. Because you're thinking that anybody who has like deformed eyes or glass eyes are automatically evil.
Yeah, all they are.
That's pretty ableist.
yeah.
I do apologize.
Look, I'm allowed to say that as somebody who's had lasers in my eyes. Okay.
Okay. So you're saying like visually impaired people
I'm
can't be
bringing my
ableist towards the other
geek
visually
into
impaired?
this.
Exactly. I'm allowed to use that word. It's our word.
I literally came in when you said that, so I have no idea what the context is. So I'm going to assume that you said something aggressively racist.
No, we're talking about ableism, not racism.
Oh, well, even better, because ableism brings out the Sonic fans. So,
oh god, that's one of the reasons why I'm ableist,
because they're all so disabled. You mean? Yes.
Somebody in Shabisky's Discord, it's like, yeah, I have autism, and I'm like, do you like Sonic the Hedgehog? He's like, no, not really. Do you like Pokemon? He's like, yeah, I kind of do. Do you like anime? He's like, yeah. And it's like 2 out of 3. That's not bad.
Yeah, like that's a ratio that isn't too bad at all.
That's how you diagnose autism. Sonic, Pokemon, anime.
Not just Sonic, but Sonic. Yeah, it's not Sonic.
I mean, like, I've never understood why anybody likes Sonic. It's trash.
Says the Nintendo stand.
John, you should review like an in-depth
taste.
Should do like an in-depth series review on the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons. That's what you should do, John.
Which version? The incredibly edgy late 90s or the more sort of like chili dogs early 90s?
Yeah. I like I've had such an old reference there of Sonic being the opposite of Nintendo back when Sega actually had their own consoles.
I know, right? Back in the day. Hey,
sadly, Sonic is now on Nintendo.
Kid. You know what's going to happen?
Sega?
You're a Sega kid? What's wrong with you?
What's that?
What's wrong with you? Sega was clearly inferior.
Well,
I never liked that.
You know that
Sega's
Captain
before my
Hindsight
time.
because they lost. Okay?
I know that because I was there during the console wars between them, and Nintendo was always better the whole time along.
There was about a 5-year period where Sega at least fucking tried, while Nintendo kept on living up to its Super Nintendo.
My console is a superior console because it's the console that my parents bought me for Christmas. So because I own it and I don't own the other one, the one that I own is the superior console. It's got like an extra gigabyte of RAM, and yours has an extra gigahertz of a CPU, but that doesn't matter. The technical edge that mine has, that's the one that matters.
Hey, 16 bits.
John, please take your microphone out of your mouth.
I was wondering what's going with the whole...
Yeah. Although I do like your sarcastic ramble. That was good.
Yeah.
Let's call it sarcastic and keep the friendship.
No, but my
I mean,
system,
if you can't tell that was sarcasm,
games.
there's something wrong in your end.
Yeah, it's called alcoholism. Like, share, and subscribe.
That's another thing with Shab's Discord. Like a few people that left, it's like John Morgan just says he's being sarcastic to get around the fact that he's saying things that are stupid. It's like, okay.
I love how you said that, how Shabisky would defend you with that same accent.
Yeah.
That you mimic Shabisky defending you against your own haters. There are levels, and Durt, I can at least see, understands where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I've had a nice little binge myself, so I'm touch and go here, but
all right. Let's get you guys something on screen, because my beautiful orb of a skull is not enough to keep you fucking entertained, because you're selfish and mean.
Blinding us.
It's blinding us with how
Wait, up there. Is that a... Oh, never mind.
By the way, Lev, did you know you have a clone working at the local drugstore over here?
No, do tell.
There's this guy working at the pharmacy near where I live that looks like it's like a 90% match for what you look like.
He's your gopple.
He's just got a shorter beard, basically.
You have told him of my glory, yes?
I'm sure he knows when he looks in the mirror every day.
Oh, 100%, but that's just it.
I look just like low energy videos, he says to himself.
No, he doesn't know about low energy videos. That's to you.
I'm sure he knows it in his soul.
Oh, 100%, but he doesn't have words for it. It's up to you. You have to try to remind him that he is my silver, even bronze copy. There's something wrong with him.
There you go.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's Canadian. That's why.
Well, no, actually. You hang out with too many Americans, sir. I would not see your Canadianism a flaw. I would see your aggressive paleness a flaw, but that's different.
Well, actually, Canada is part of America.
Now, Lev,
don't you start on that shit too.
I know.
Before we start this, Lev, I saw you pull up an article that you closed, and I'm just curious about it.
Ooh.
Did that say cannabis resin or rosin?
Oh, neither. It actually said they can't see it on screen, by the way. It said cannabis cannabis raised, because they actually like seized it in a raid.
Oh.
It was hash, a huge chunk of hash that was seized, but it's no longer relevant at this point. Unfortunately, it's long gone.
Damn, so I can't go get my hands on it?
In Ireland, no, you cannot. Ireland and UK, that's our supply gone for another 4 months.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Living on an island like that, it's probably hard to get some BHO that's really good.
Oh, no. The reason why we can drink you motherfuckers under the table is because the same reason you motherfuckers can smoke us under the table. We
That's
don't
fair.
have that.
Irish people don't have souls.
No, that's called being a ginger, and
ginger.
And by the way, John Morgan,
but being a redhead and being Irish,
glass
isn't that the
fucking houses? I mean, if anyone online is gonna not have a soul, it's you.
Souls don't exist.
Then why did you bring it up in the first place? Unless, of course, you secretly are worried.
I was being facetious. That's how you know I don't have the tism, because I'm overly facetious.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how I know. No other reason.
I'm too sarcastic.
No other reason whatsoever. It's just I immediately.
Dude, we all know that the tisms don't get the sarcasms.
Sarcasm and autism, they're mutually exclusive. They can't coexist.
They both have the im at the end of it, but they're two worlds apart. It's strange, perhaps.
That's how you know they're mutually exclusive, because you can't have two isms together.
Yeah, athleticism and autism, they don't go together.
That was actually good. I like that one. Although, actually, I have to point out that's bullshit, because I've known many a scrawny motherfucker with bodies like sinewed wood who would kick my ass in 5 seconds, who were also not 100% okay with more than 5 people in a room.
Well, that's an anecdotal fallacy.
John Morgan! You are a very,
being worried about the number of people in a room?
Very wise person.
Yeah. What's that?
I didn't know that was an autistic thing. 5 people in the room. What?
Oh,
yeah, that's too much for your average Aspie. They need like 1-2 people in a room.
Yeah, is that like too much mental overload? Too much stimulus?
More than 3 people, that's overkill.
Like I try to process. Up in Dublin, I was sitting at a table about, I'd say at most 8 people at most, and it was too much for me. You'd have had to half that, and even then, it's just a little bit, And then say that I'm in my 30s, I've learned how to process that shit, but like for someone in their teenage years, oh no, they would have fucking doubled down. They would have fallen to the ground and started freaking the fuck out.
I don't have issues with like anxiety with crowds, but I do get like migraines and headaches if I'm in like a room where there's just a lot of noise, a lot of people.
I find a lot of noisy people kind of annoying, but they don't bother me beyond that.
But I start stripping naked and going feral. I'll fucking fly through a window. There's more than 6 people in a room.
That sounds pretty autistic.
Why they have the Durt protocol in your county? Like, they have like specially trained cops to show up and be like, "All right, man, we've gone through this before," and you're like clinging onto the side of a building, going like, "The government's a lie."
You're not my real dad, fascist.
Blue is upside down. I've seen it in my dreams.
By the way, we got a question in chat. If LEV gets to 300, will he be able to get his new PC?
Oh, that's actually a question. I have about 800 there. I need 1007. You guys are seeing
Yes, then.
bulk of my money there. After that, if we can get over the 1000 mark, then we can keep on going until we're at 1007. But here's the key thing. I can have the groundwork of the PC. And the PC, of course, relates to you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers will see it. You'll see a better PC. You'll see I'll be able to play the games you want me to play. I want to play Total Warhammer 2. You see the previous stream I did with Total Warhammer 2? It chugged to a degree, but I couldn't call that a very.
By the way, I have to say,
stream.
Lev,
Now,
thank you for saying the name of that game correctly. Thank you.
Warhammer 2.
Talking about Warhammer and talking about autism. When I was younger, I was into Warhammer, and when you go to those like games workshops and those hobby shops, you want to see some stereotypical oily neckbeards. That's where you go. You want to go neckbeard hunting. That's the location.
I lived out of Games Workshop for years. When I went up to Dublin a few days ago, well, technically only about 2 days ago, it's called Warhammer now. It's not even called Games Workshop. It's called Warhammer now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
They don't have the Lord of the Rings game. They don't have like Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, all I saw the Age of Sigmar figurines sticking out in the front, out in the window on the other side. What's the current 40k? It's not 13th Black Crusade. It's something else, like Age of Reckoning.
I have no idea.
Oh, I haven't played since high school. Like the guys there, like most of them had like two strategies. So they were a lot of the I have a high IQ, I watch Rick and Morty kind of guys, even before Rick and Morty. But their strategies were either like just a beeline, just charge you with all their units, or to just stand in the deployment zone and shoot. Yeah, and then if they lost,
in other words, very low brain strategies.
But they're geniuses because they wear fedoras and everything. But then they'll claim that like you use cheap tactics and stuff. The game's perfectly balanced, but even though I'm abiding by the rules of the game,
well, see, here's the thing, John. Here's the thing: using tactics is cheap.
Yeah, you're not supposed to use tactics or strategy in a strategy.
Hey, John, but how many of those people had the templates, the fire templates? Once you put those down, those were diamonds. You put those motherfuckers down, that was worth more than gold. Because everything that was hit within those cones was affected. And I didn't mean it killed them, but it did mean that they were damaged. And if, for example, you're fighting Blood Angels, oh no! Now they've got into the blood rage and they're attacking each other. Who could have seen that? You know, like little things like that. So eventually people had like the salamander. John, correct me if I'm wrong. The salamanders were the most popular. The salamanders or the Iron Hands were the most popular Space Marine chapters.
I would think salamanders would probably have a lot of damage cones because they like their flamethrowers, right?
You could actually, when I was there, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I think I was 4th era. Don't hold me on that. I think you could have as much as 3 if you knew what the fuck you were doing and you hope to never get played again because no one else would play you because they all knew what you'd do. If you were playing salamanders, it was like 3 cones on a board. Now, anyone thinks about that for 5 seconds, 3 cones. That's the bulk.
That's a lot of AoE.
That's and you can do that on turn 2. Like,
jeez.
Yeah.
What kind of range? What kind of range though is the question?
I think.
The problem is they need to acknowledge that the game can be like there are broken mechanics of the game, and a lot of them don't want to acknowledge that. They want to claim that you're using cheap poopy meanie butt face tactics, but they also want to insist the game's perfectly structured and balanced and everything. And it's like, well, you need to pick one. You can't.
God help you if you want to be a dark Eldar or a fucking orc player. Like, you really have to try. And orcs, you're thinking like, oh, orcs are really easy. You just run up close to them. Yeah, okay, try to get to them. Oh, every single time you run at an enemy, you take like twice as much damage as the rest of them. Okay, then what's the point of playing it then? Because your characters
they didn't have
play like range.
Didn't they have stronger like units that could eat up bullets? Like that's what I would do. Like whenever I played
the goffs and the knobs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many points that fucking shit cost? Your object is to have a horde, not just like one or two really elite units, but like.
Well, didn't they have like the trucks? You need like vehicle. You need to get the cheap units that are disposable, and you make a wall.
Once any vehicle gets up close, it's incredibly susceptible to close combat. And let's be honest here, most people who fought with orcs would fight Space Marines. Space Marines held melta-bombs. Melta-bombs and trucks don't tend to last.
But the vehicles, that's why I would take like cheap transports. It's just so they could block fire and just so they could be destroyed. So they're sacrificial lambs. So I would always like take cheap units that could block like fire and everything. They couldn't shoot past the transports. And then have weaker units that would be there just to die. So they'd lock up the stronger, other enemies into combat.
That's if you had like a screening force of say grots. Yeah, that makes 100. Oh, by the way, chat, fuck you.
But they don't do stuff like that.
We're talking 40K.
I play with guys. They claim that they're
nobody in chat has complained. What are you? Okay, one person.
I just had to play my safeguard. We'll get to what's on screen in a moment, but we are talking 40K right now.
I will say the only
I have
thing
a question for you guys.
Good.
But I have a question. Speaking of miniatures games, have you guys ever tried War Machine?
I've seen people play it.
I really like the Warhammer 40K lore, but I never really liked the minis rules too much. But War Machine has much more interesting rules, I feel like.
And those are always some of the most annoying guys, the people who try to take lore and apply it to the logic of the game when there was no consistency at all between how powerful characters were and what they were like in the
that's
the games.
They have to do game. That's because game balance is a thing that has to exist.
Yeah.
Game balance doesn't always jive well with lore.
Oh God, no! I mean, like I've been currently going through the post 13 Black Crusade, the time of ending. I think that's what the lore in 40K is. And it's just ridiculous right now. Raboot Guilliman is now an actual figurine. Okay, that's cool. What's his power? Oh, not all that great. Oh, so in theory, a fucking, like what? An artillery shell could kill him? Yeah. Okay. So no one's ever going to play him.
Kind of pointless. He's a fucking Primarch. He's supposed to be crazy powerful.
Like I remember reading.
Oh, you can play as Primarchs now?
Yeah, you can play. You can have
one Primarch. Isn't he the only one around?
Yeah, I think so. Now, Lionel Johnson is still bitching around on the Rock, complaining about like, oh no, half my chapter is gone. He's been apparently bitching for 10,000 years.
Get over it, man.
Yeah, right? Oh, I'm sorry that your fan base wasn't as base as you thought it was. Like, come on.
No, but I like... There are guys there, they're grown adults, and they would play this, like we were just talking about with video games, they would do it with the armies. Like, this army is so much better than this army. You could beat it anytime, and it's like, so you're saying the game isn't balanced at all, and it's just what army you play. And I would present that logic to them, and they'd get angry, and it's like, you're a grown adult, and you're pretty much claiming that the game's just about picking the right army to play.
That's how I react to people when, like, you see people talking about MMOs or whatever else. They're like, oh, what's the best class to play? And like, do you really think the game's so unbalanced that there's a best class? Just play whatever you feel like.
Fucking Pokemon.
Well, that's a different thing.
No, I'm serious. Like, play the Pokemon is the exact same theory. You just have to fucking grind harder, depending on it. I mean, from the very first game, if you want to play Fire from start, that will help you later on. But the only way you're going to reach later on is if you grind. So you know what you're getting into when you're playing Fire. Now, I don't know a goddamn thing after the original Red and Blue. But my fucking Christ, does it look like they took the idea and just ran with it.
Experience share. You get the experience share helmet, you give it to one of the Pokemon, and you just use your Pokemon who's the tank, and you fight some of the stronger Pokemon at the end. And if you have like a Pokemon that's only like level 6, it will like in a few battles will level up
times. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like that idea actually. What's the
they have some of that by default nowadays? Like, don't they have it so that your whole lineup shares XP in the more recent ones?
I don't know. They might played a Pokemon game since like 2008.
Yeah, I haven't played since any of the
one, but people talk about it so much that you end up hearing things, you know?
Yeah.
I actually Pokemon and Grand Theft Auto are kind of similar for me in the sense that I feel like both games have some really good spin-offs that are better than the original things. Like, I don't really like Grand Theft Auto and I don't like Pokemon, but I like Persona, I like Ni no Kuni, and those are both very Pokemon-like games. You know, I like Saints Row and other stuff that's like GTA, but not GTA itself.
Did you actually
apparently
play GTA?
What's that, Lev?
Did you actually play GTA?
I've played GTA 4 and 1, but that 1 and 2 are different.
Oh, those are probably the worst ones, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 was pretty bad. I'll be honest. It just didn't feel like GTA to me. San Andreas.
Dude, people were so obsessed with 4. Like, people made 4 seem like it was the Citizen Kane of GTA.
Here's the thing,
Nico, let's go bowling, cousin.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it's too much filler.
Guys,
sorry.
My complaint might be different from yours, though, because I just felt like the controls were jank as fuck. Like, it just felt bad to play. I'm not even talking about filler or characters or dialogue or story. I'm just talking about the game feel itself. It just felt bad.
This is Bobby Brown.
Yeah, like it does have.
He's got no tail.
What?
GTA and Red Dead Redemption, the controls are kind of odd.
He's got a bobtail, Krendar. He's got no tail.
Oh, you're talking Bobby Brown. You're holding up a cat. I couldn't see that because I was looking at the screen share.
Oh.
Do you see the glory that is
a little peeper?
The
kitty kitty. Yes.
A little peeper.
Very cute.
Be free.
Because right now the internal Discord screen share is just sitting on stream pause.
All right, we haven't watched. We're nearly an hour in, and we haven't watched a damn thing yet.
We're talking about Warhammer and GTA.
And yet,
yes,
you are the one who said that today was probably going to be a banter sode anyway.
100% agreed. But if I can, I will give them something. I don't know what it is, but I will give them a goddamn something.
Something about Shorty.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, Shorty.
What's up, Shorty?
It's your birthday.
Now,
1980.
Before I go on with this one I remember. Have you guys been part of the massive movement of like it's called like JCS psychology?
Never heard of it.
It's a YouTube channel, and it's stuff like this is literally here. It blew up over the past few
advice
months.
from the mysterious caller at face value, and he and his
go on. I'm showing you off without actually showing you off.
Face value.
Actually, like,
what is he like a snake oils?
He shows,
yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, like a lot of he has 3.7 million subscribers. A good chunk people have seen this. But
yeah, he'll do like these psychological assessments of like these criminal interrogations. So
yeah, I think my girlfriend was talking about this guy's channel.
This shit is solid. I'm not into the whole sort of like criminal
true
investigation shit, but this is fucking solid. So a bunch of channels sprung up. This is something I thought was fucking hilarious because it fulfills the role of like, hey, all these right-wing politicians say A, but in reality do B. So,
22 and spent the early years of his childhood in South Dakota before moving to Oklahoma City, where he attended Westmore High School and later Heartland Baptist Bible College in preparation for mission work in Uganda. Shorty married his high school sweetheart in 2002 and decided to enter the oil and gas industry, forgoing his initial aspirations as a missionary. Over the next 8 years, Shorty worked as a production consultant and stayed involved politically as a volunteer for the Republican Party, up until 2010 when he quit his job to pursue the Oklahoma State Senate. Shorty won the election, campaigning on family values, despite placing second in the initial Republican primary. He served over the next 7 years, including a re-election in 2014. In his time in the Senate, he became known as a staunch conservative, pushing bills targeting illegal immigrants and the expansion of gun rights.
I know what they're going for back here with this picture between the Democrats and the
job to pursue the Oklahoma State Senate.
But
next 7 years. Additionally, he regularly voted with other Republican Party members.
August says he wants us to just talk about Warhammer for 7 hours.
Is he gonna donate? Because I'll fucking talk. You want me to talk about Dante, the chapter master of the Blood Ravens? I can fucking do that. I can talk about Caiaphas Cain, hero of the Imperium.
Yeah,
I knew Krendar would perk up at that. But
yeah, he's my boy.
Yeah, I can. But you have to fucking throw some pennies down at our feet because we are pigeons. So
3 pennies will do.
Yeah, 3. Damn, they'll be bankrupt if you do that. One.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta make our money somehow.
Hey, we siphon off.
These Caiaphas Cain novels aren't paying for themselves, you know.
Especially with Black Library. I've talked to people who work in Black Library and they're like, yeah, I'll admit, their overpriced as shit.
Wait, Black Library? What's I haven't played since I was like in
Black Library is all the lore shit.
Okay.
So it's you've got the Gaunt's Ghost books. You've got these days
the novels and stuff.
Yeah, like
one thing I liked doing is I liked allying like Inquisition. Like you could ally them to like guardsmen and stuff. And for some reason, the people at the store hated it. They were just assholes. Like even though it was legal, they made such a big deal about me doing it. And now I know you can pretty much ally any army together. So they would talk about how like allying it's not strategic at all, and it actually makes
this guy is unfucking believable.
If I do it,
pennies.
Yeah, if it handicaps
Augusta, I can see you got oh shit! We're right off the bat because this is a brand new goal to reach, and you silly bastard, you gave us $50 dues.
Hey,
that is one hell of a dono. And once again, I'm reminded that my alert box is.
This guy is unfucking believable.
There.
This is a test donation for $85.
But don't you have a bottle nearby?
Jared Genesis mode activated. Actually, be damn Jared Genesis. Like that's trucker mode. But no, Augusta, thank you so much. That is a very generous opening donation. And you know what? While we're here, let's talk about it real quick before we move on. What we have down there. Obviously, Krendar gets his cut of anything he's ever on screen with, so he will get a little bit of that. That's all well and good. But that bottom there, LEV PC Beard Boon, the LEV PC, I have about, I'm gonna say 700 and some change over there. So our job now is
this guy is unfucking believable.
Oh my god!
Match Ska.
Thank you so much for reminding me how the the alert box works. Another hitting me, another 50. Match Scott.
Awesome.
That
Damn,
is
you guys.
a third of our first tier goal reached in one night. You motherfuckers are amazing, and I love you. Like
Skull, indeed.
Skull.
Here you go, August.
Hey,
Skull.
Hey! Both of you deserve this. An Andavar moment. So I'm going to say this. Andavar.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, Andavar is a fake cheer I made up on the sly. Not on the sly, on the moment. I'm just going like, Andavar, I don't fucking know. And the chat and myself both agree it is the greatest cheers you can ever say.
Andaval. Beautiful.
Oh, and by the way, Krendar, you're here. So you get your cut of that too.
I am here. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Never required, always welcome, and my God, be sure that you can pay your rent and you want to buy that cake you were thinking of right now, and then you went off and you gave me money, and tomorrow you're going to walk into the store and you won't have the money to buy the cake. Make sure that never happens. Make sure you have the money to buy your damn cake. That cake is your cake.
Remember to also eat the cake.
Yeah, obviously don't just buy it and look at it. Maybe put stuff on it. That'd be kind of sexy.
This guy is unfucking believable.
Yes, hello. I'm here for the Big Balls Party.
The Big Balls Party!
It's always a weird mystery for me when you just yell about stuff that's happening and I don't know what's going on.
That is 2 guns with what's it, another 50?
Holy crap.
Another 50.
We are halfway to the goal of 300 at 150.
How many more people donated?
1. Assuming you left after the this is 3 people donated.
1 while you were gone.
Yeah. Oh my God, you motherfuckers are absolutely fantastic. I am bringing the lowest of low energies right now. I know this. I am drunk as fuck.
Well, that's why they're donating, because you're bringing exactly what your channel name advertises.
It's on brand.
It's because you're having Durt and I on. We're the reason you're getting the donations.
Yeah, maybe Durt, but John, you and I need to have conversations, most of which involves how you can appear less on the stream.
What? No, while we're on that note, guys, remember, for every $20 you donate, we will mute Shabisky today for 5 minutes.
Hell, you're owed. Let me make it happen right now. And he's live streaming.
Who donated?
God damn it! Speak for you.
Loki, 2 guns, and oh God, was it John Vega? I think.
Okay, John Vega, 2 guns. Why are you guys donating on my streams, you pieces of shit?
No.
All of you guys who donated to him. What?
John, they like me.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't have my own Streamlabs. It's because I have Shabisky Streamlabs. Maybe.
What do you have Shabisky? Do you actually ask Shabisky to use his OBS? What the fuck?
Yeah, it was August. Remember, it was August. Loki,
August. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much to all the 3 of you. Damn. I was not expecting that, especially because.
Well, John Lewis Vega, he's my patron, but he's not donating to me. I guess he doesn't love me enough.
That's okay. He didn't donate to us either. We're all equal here.
Everyone who's donated ever to my channel or to Krendar's are pure kings. There. Now I can just go like.
We was kangs.
No. Yeah, a little bit kings, a little bit kangs, but you know what? Giga Chad kings. We are all
Giga Chads are people in chat right now.
Well, always. Just in case you thought I've been forgetting you as of late, I'm still watching.
No, I'm a Chad because I tell people I'm a Chad.
You said that. You said that like you're trying to impress a girl. Like, I work out.
Yeah,
come on, John, show him. Pull out the shake weight.
No, fuck it. Let's give them some movement on the screen. So this, like I said, was the guy who. It's not the same channel that's been blowing up as of late, but it is the same vein. And we're not going to watch the whole 40-odd minutes of it. It's only the first few minutes of it because it's so fucking telling.
To pass bills targeting gay and transgender people, including a measure passed in 2017 that would allow business owners to discriminate against gay people. Despite fitting in with his colleagues, Shorty was never able to finish his second term as a result of the situation we're about to explore.
But karma does indeed happen.
Just after 1 a.m. on March 9th, 2017, police were called to Super 8 Motel in Moore, Oklahoma, in order to do a welfare check on a 17-year-old juvenile. A witness had seen the boy get into a white Jeep Cherokee with an unknown man and watched the pair enter room 120 at the motel complex. The witness told the father of the boy, who shortly thereafter notified police. Upon arrival, the police identified the car in question nearby and knocked on the door of the room asking the pair to come out. The man, later identified as Ralph Shorty, did not open the door and asked why the police were there. Shorty outright denied.
Just a quick recap. Shorty is a counselor who is a Republican, hardcore fundamentalist Christian counselor in his local senate. I don't know what state.
Pushing anti-LGBT laws.
Exactly. Watch and enjoy.
Now he's tied that there's a 17-year-old juvenile in the room. And after a few minutes of back and forth, the police acquired a master key and let themselves in. The following limited footage of the confrontation has been released, with sections omitted given they depict the minor in question.
Yeah.
Come out. I'm right here. Hey, come out before you get me worried. Show me your hands. Okay. Take a seat on me.
That guy's fat.
What's going on with you, man?
He's very fat.
Trying to have a good time? Yeah.
No, he's husky.
What's your name?
Yeah, there you go.
Ralph what?
XL,
you got an ID, Shorty?
Love.
Shorty doesn't sound like a last name to me.
Sorry, what?
That means he's a bear, right?
Oh God, I'm sorry, Chris. The door wasn't.
Chris.
Yeah, the door wasn't 100% closed. Thing is, I thought it was. I mean, obviously, I thought it was. Anyway,
it's my last name.
Shorty is?
Yeah.
And then you growed like 10 feet. It kind of doesn't work, does it?
Well, I'm sorry, guys. You kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we do. He's 17.
Okay.
That's what we do.
What do you mean, okay?
I didn't know you.
Okay. But you got a 17-year-old hanging out with you.
I mean...
Dad's worried, and... You understand that?
Yeah, I didn't know.
I mean, isn't like 16 the age of consent?
What state?
Depends on the state, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember what state. Maybe it'll say it in the description.
Actually,
but
I'm not sure if there's any 16 ones. There might be some 17 ones, but I don't know.
Well, I know Vosh and Shu, when they were looking at the Turning Point USA live stream, they were talking about the age of consent, and apparently an older man can indeed marry a much, and I mean like 14-year-old girl. I don't know what state that is. I'm gonna softball it and say Utah for the obvious reasons.
Is that one of those ones where it requires parental consent for it as well? Or?
Yeah, but that's called a dowry, correct?
Well, a lot of states you can get like emancipated at like 16. So the parents sign off, they can sign off and give you adult privileges at 16.
It's not called a dowry if the parents have to consent. The dowry is like a gift that goes.
No, I'm saying like at this point, the consent of the parents so they can legally do it might as well be a gift. Like what I'm trying to point across is that like at this point it's so scummy in so many people's eyes, including the law, that they might be like, oh no, the parents were okay with it. See, officer, see, I can have my child bride. I'm a good person. Like what the
Is there any other drugs in here other than weed?
No.
Is there any guns in here?
No, sir.
I question any parents that are.
It should be noted that Shorty's
their
T-shirt
14-year-old
depicts a
especially to,
sandwich
like,
and the
30 or
text,
40-year-old.
"Now go make me a sandwich," alongside a Bible quote, Ephesians 5:22.
Now go make me a sandwich. Well, he was.
Dude, I know. In like Saudi Arabia, there are scenarios where like you could be like a 40-year-old woman and you need your like 3-year-old nephew to give consent.
Yep.
Yeah, that's even more gross.
If
And the
you
kid's
have-
like blah 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 blah. 'cause I
and
can't
you know
talk
what?
yet. I'm
They
3.
saw what ISIS was doing as too extreme. Like there are. It's always not it's always in context of like where you are. We see this as fucking horrific, but you go to an incredibly fundamentalist Islamic country and they'll be twice as much. You go to what they consider to be terrorist, and yeah, like there's always a what was that line from fucking episode 1 of Star Wars? There's always a bigger fish. There's always going to be something that you're like, no. And the answer is yeah, seriously. Like, they support that shit.
Which calls for wives to submit to their husbands.
I just Googled it. General age of consent in the U.S. So it looks like most states, 16 is the age of consent. So in Maryland, West Virginia,
Too young for my
North,
blood,
South Carolina, 18, Florida, 18 is the age of consent, California, Washington, Idaho.
What's the lowest?
And then Texas is 17. 16 seems to be the lowest. And it seems like most states, 16 is the age of consent, including the capital D.C.
Hopefully to be your 51st state, because my God, you motherfuckers need to be able to vote in that state.
I know in Carolina, it's literally like if you're 15, there's something called the Romeo and Juliet law, meaning as long as there's an age difference of 3 years or less, then you're good and you're legally allowed to engage in sexual activity. Yeah. But I believe the rule is if you're 16, it's legal for whoever the fuck, as long as parents don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
like you have to have the parental permission to date their daughter or son or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's hopefully something that'll go in the next like 5 or so years.
But then there's,
I hope so, man. It sucks. I had a lot of like really nice friends who were females in high school who were like 16 years old dating dudes in their fucking 30s who abused them. Because what the fuck, like, it sucks.
Because they could.
It's awful.
I mean,
yeah, well, because that's the thing, man. With a power dynamic like that, you know, dude, it's fucked up.
Hell,
it was fucked up.
Fucking Vaughn. Everyone knows about Vaughn having like these really weird approaches to women. Well, does anyone remember his first fucking wife happened to be like a 19-year-old girl, and he was like in his 50s?
Yeah.
Like it was the mother of his children was ridiculously long. Not just like in her 20s or 30s or whatever. No, she was a fucking teenager. And he had her on stream. You know why? Because he thought that was some sort of like ego boost. It all boils down. It's the same. It's the same bullshit.
Everything he does is bragging about something,
which is hilarious because 99% of the time he has nothing to brag about. There is 1% of the time that I will actually be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool," and that was he did indeed work with the original Red Baron video game. He worked on that.
Yeah, but Lev, listen. Have you created your own Elder Scroll? I don't think you have.
I actually have, and then I destroyed it because it was a Dovahkiin side quest. The Dovahkiin showed up, and I had a bunch of different options to pick from, and I was like, oh, shit, no, I could be talking to a Dovahkiin who's going to rip me apart in 5 seconds. Here you go. And by pure chance, I happen to have a very chill Dovahkiin. He took my Elder Scroll, he looked at it and went, this doesn't help me at all. And then he destroyed it. And then he went off to find an actual real one. And yeah, I was lucky to stay alive.
But Vaughn's is an actual real one, okay?
Vaughn's? Oh, yes, but don't tell that Dovahkiin, because that Dovahkiin will destroy a huge chunk of was he Oklahoma, Texas, wherever the fuck he lives right now.
He can't take on a powerful sorcerer / Punisher / vampire. Like
he is if he's 80 plus. If he's beaten the one with Umbra and in the Ebony
he's the
Warrior
Sorcerer Supreme. Let's be honest.
Wasn't he behind all these like horse anus mods for like Elder Scrolls?
I
vagina.
downloaded his
horse
house.
vagina.
Yeah,
no, horse vaginas.
Vagina. That's right. His
Wasn't that a reaction to Red Dead Redemption's horse balls?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, if they're gonna have horse balls, I'm gonna have horse vaginas."
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the deep lore on that was that he stole the mod and just re-uploaded it, basically.
Can we avoid using the word "deep" in this context?
The deep horse mod.
I don't know about that level. All I know is I saw 4 posts from him. Like, actually, you know what? I am deep in my Nexus lore. So long as it doesn't get us kicked out, let us minimize this and remind you motherfuckers to like, share, and subscribe, as we tend to do, and go Nexus mods. Alright, so Nexus mods, and it'll be Von Helton.
Dude, I've been trying to make my own Fallout New Vegas mod.
Which one? Where? How?
Well, I've been trying to make it's the New Vegas Republic instead of the New California Republic. And they want to establish Vegas as its own sovereign state. And they want to get the NCR and the Legion out of the Mojave Wasteland.
Oh, you mean the Yes Man outcome?
I mean, I agree on the Legion part. Fuck the Legion.
Well, everyone agrees. Fuck the Legion.
Although, speaking of Fallout,
but they want to gentrify
Fallout London.
Oh, I saw the Fallout 4. That's beautiful. That looks
Fallout London looks like it's got some potential.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's played it yet though, but I'm curious about it.
So this is on Nexus. Von Helton.
Von Helton claims to have a higher IQ than Einstein.
Yeah, but he also claims
I wouldn't be surprised.
have a concept like linear time.
I was muted, but I said he also claims to be the Punisher.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Well, is he like one of those people where
of course he's got such a high IQ. He is like what, 180% Cherokee?
He's Doctor Strange. How is he gonna have that? Why would he have a low IQ if he's Doctor Strange?
I'm saying I think like
exactly.
Does he think that his IQ is literally higher than Einstein's, or has he claimed that he has like an IQ of like 160, not knowing that making that claim would put his IQ above Einstein because he doesn't know what's a reasonable IQ to like claim? Because a lot of people will do that. They don't know what like average or above average is, so they'll be like, "Yo, I have an IQ of like 180." It's like,
yeah,
okay.
What was Einstein at anyway? I don't remember the number.
Well, like 140, or Einstein was like 156, I think. So there's this one person who came into Shab's chat, and he's like, "Yeah, John Morgan, you think you're smart? Well, I'm smart. I have an IQ of like 158. I just don't care and shit."
Didn't Tragic say that?
No, it wasn't Tragic. It was this other like Black Viper dude.
Yeah, I would have believed that he had an IQ of 156.
Not that he has it, but I believe that he would.
I know.
All right, so I'm seeing a bunch of different mods that he's endorsed, but I'm not seeing a bunch of different mods that he actually did.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a modder. He just he scalped the fucking horse.
No, there's his mod. There, Von Helton's home.
I like.
I've downloaded that shit. Oh,
I like this comment in chat though. PT Ham saying Doctor Strange in a double wide.
There's a double wide right there.
It's got to be a single wide.
Fallout 3 and
let's
New
not
Vegas.
give him too much credit.
But
they have their own programming language, which is actually really easy to use for modding.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can fucking sculpt a horse penis.
Look, I mean
that's like Blender and stuff.
Go and use the creator in Fallout 3, New Vegas, or Skyrim, and create a character who I could then put into a game and put it onto the Creators Club or put it into here on Nexus. Would it be good? No. Could I do it? Yes. Vorn created shit that the player home, by the way, is the equivalent of vanilla ice cream. Everyone has a player home.
Although honestly, he probably did
player homes.
He probably did put the vagina mod up here at some point. It probably just got taken down by Nexus.
I fucking hope so, because that would have been on screen. You know, like
It's educational. It's animal genitalia.
That's true. And
that's what you should do. You know, that should be John.
Else would have been cool with that, but I don't think YouTube would have been.
No, I think John should test the limits, John Morgan. You should make a stream called Inspecting Animal Genitalia and, you know, do a deep dive on every single...
We did the one video with the Sentinelese tribe, and they all walked out, and they all had their dicks hanging out.
Yeah,
we didn't get a flag for that.
You should go to those Polynesian islands, like the ones where they put like chilies, like hollowed out chilies onto the penis for like the Age of Ascension, and you walk out bare ass naked except for a chili, like an incredibly elongated chili on your dick, and you tell the tribe who you are and who you want to fuck, and that woman has no fucking choice but to say yes, unless she's already been claimed by another man, and then you partake in a chili duel.
God, humans are so awesome.
A chili duel?
A fucking chili duel. I saw it on the BBC.
Is that how I imagine it?
Like, real.
Are they sword fighting with the chilies? Is that what this is?
Yes.
They have to like flex their cock, their erect cocks, and have the chilies whack.
Well, the idea is that they fucking wrestle for a little bit, but they're both naked. They're both naked, and they both have the chilies on their dicks. So the chilies smash up against each other, along with the rest of them. So it isn't just it's a full.
They need to get body. They need to have like a fencing thing where they like will tie like a dagger to somebody's erect cock, and it's just you flexing your cock and trying to like who can win the little like cock fence fight.
I 100% agree. Although, in all fairness, it's fairly bloodless. Like I think you throw the person to the ground 3 times, and then afterwards, the woman is yours. But you receive a assortment of food, and like when I say these motherfuckers are remote, I mean these people are like literally a caveman level of technology. So you receive food and like ability to make fire in the winter. That's it. Like so, no matter what, even if you lose out in this duel, you won't die. Which is great.
We need to colonize them in order to help them.
We did. It was called the Dutch East Indies. And then motherfucking communism came in.
Well, the Dutch, they colonized Indonesia.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about like Africa or South America or anything. I'm talking about
Indonesia. Polynesia. I didn't. Yeah, well, Polynesia's not just.
I shouldn't have used Polynesia as a reference. I should have used like Indonesia. Borneo and Java, places like that. This is where that tribe comes from. And
Indonesia would probably be like dozens of different sovereign states if it wasn't colonized. Same thing with like India.
Yeah, which I watched a 14-part lecture from UCLA from it was an Indian class. It was like literally a class on India, a history. That's literally what it was called. And you can find it on YouTube. I think it's from either UCLA or it's from Columbia. And it is solid.
But as like an aside, like when I've been watching a lot of videos from like these race realists talking about how like it's only Western societies that colonized and expanded and stuff like that. And then they bring up like China
too. Yeah,
India, but it's
China.
like,
but they didn't do it as in like a government issue. They didn't stamp an approval down and said that, hey, we need to go and take this land over and repopulate it with us. Rather, a bunch of people who were like from another country came out of the way and were like, hey, we don't have any prospects in China, so let's go and head over here where we can get work. It's happening right now. It's happening right now in New York, LA, Dublin. I was in Dublin a few days ago, and the amount of Asian people there, it's because they saw an opportunity for work. That is not colonization. But some people, some white nationalists, will make that sort of connection. So, John, no offense, don't go down that road unless you
I'm not going down there. I'm talking about Tibet, how like they're talking about how like China has an annex to other countries, and you have Tibet, you have the Uyghur population,
Tibet,
like East Turkestan, Inner Mongolia.
Hong Kong is another good example. Hong Kong is full of over 1,000 white people, like Caucasians are living there, but they will be included. Do they want to be included? No. Are they going to be? Yes, because no one's going to stop Hong Kong from being 100% taken over.
But the other thing is, like, with China, it's like it has a greater population than like all of Europe, and its surface area is around the same as Europe. And it's like throughout much of human history, China was made up of like dozens of different dynasties and sovereign states. So it would be like if like Rome never collapsed and Europe was just like Rome and a few Nordic countries.
Yes.
So people don't really,
there's no equivalent on the planet other than China. And so that's something China will always fucking flex its muscle. Like, I was around back when Egypt was a thing. I was around when Rome was such a thing. Like, they're all gone. It's true. China remains. Cool. Great. What have they done with it? Mostly just slaughtered itself. Like, that's what they've done. China has spent its entire history just stabbing itself over and over again while justifying stabbing itself. It's not a great country. I'm not gonna lie. And don't get me wrong, the landscape, the history, the food, the culture, fantastic, great. The country itself, nah.
The government.
The government. I can't think of a single time where its government was solid. Because it was always an oppressive, like, the term kowtow was made out of China. Like,
was it like Confucius? Like he believed like education should be provided, like everyone should be literate, like it shouldn't be something that only the rich elite have access to. And they put a hit out on his head.
That if your father went and killed a man and the official showed up, you were to go and keep silent. Like,
I mean, he definitely had some questionable ethics as well. But
he never once mentioned women other than tools to, his family. What was his system that he set up? It was like not meritocracy, not Taoism.
Taoism.
Taoism is the yin yang.
Yeah,
that's Taoism.
Yeah, that was actually massively opposed to what he believed in. I can't remember what he founded, and obviously he didn't found it intentionally. He just kind of like it happened after he died. His whole system.
One of his big things was the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. So essentially, like, if you don't want people doing this to you, don't do it to other people. So,
but then he went and did those things that people didn't want him to do.
I guess it's kind of like Gandhi.
We always praise Gandhi unless you play Civilization, in which case, Atomic Nightmare.
Although I found out why that happened.
Nuclear weapons.
It was a glitch, wasn't it, in the original game?
Yeah,
he was glitched.
It was a glitch. Like, basically, think of like his opinion of you as being a meter, and then there was a glitch where if the meter went all the way up, and then something else happened to make it go up again, it would wrap around down to 0, and he would hate you.
Yeah. I remember
So
that shit.
if Gandhi likes you too much, he will nuke the fuck out of you.
And they've just played with it ever since. They were like, all right, there's a fucking meme we can milk. You know?
That's why he became such a warmonger, is because of that glitch. He was too easy to please.
If I'm playing anything higher than Prince, I will never play a Gandhi mode. Unless I'm playing Gandhi. Because that motherfucker...
I've been playing a lot of like Civ 6.
I like the way Civ 6 is starting to do the thing where you can have one country, but with 2 different leaders, depending on which one you want to choose.
No, Civ 4 did that as well.
Well, my strategy...
Civ 4 was weird, though.
It was.
I'm talking about like the Civ 5-6 era of like, you've got these bonuses because you're this country, but then the leader has bonuses, and there's 2 different leaders to pick from. It's interesting. You're saying, John?
Yeah, my strategy is just to go with the Navy. Like, usually I pump out a bunch of archers at the beginning, and then you just upgrade them. They defend your homeland. You have encampments and everything.
Archers are incredibly OP.
Yeah, I usually just will invest a lot in the Navy, and then once I'm in like the modern age, I just attack all the coastal cities, and you can use like a melee ship to annex all the coastal cities. So you do that, and that pretty much cripples all the other countries like science and everything.
Yeah, I guess it would.
I want us to get through one video tonight, and this is only going to go through 5 minutes, so let's get through this.
I can put you in handcuffs and throw you in the back of a car.
All right, Ben.
Okay, let's see an ID real quick.
Thanks. Remember to follow us afterwards. We got the post show on Twitter, on Twitch.
Okay. You can take a seat back on the bed.
By the way, that makes you Billy. And you don't have the hair to be Billy. Let's be honest here.
I'm gonna go give this back to them. Oh, I don't know. I'm telling you, he's 17. Like, I wouldn't lie to you. Like, what sense does it make me lie to? But listen, whatever you're doing, it's a bad fucking idea. Does that make sense to you? Like, getting high with a young kid, whatever, is a bad idea. No matter how, if they're 17 or 20, like, it's a bad idea.
I'm going to wake up today as a conservative politician and make an active effort to set up getting high and drunk with an underage male prostitute. That seems like a good idea.
Well, what's his argument for it being a bad idea? He's kind of begging.
If I remember, he doesn't give one.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you want to have fun by yourself, if you got things you got to figure out, you need to figure that out, and you can live your life however you want to live it. But when you start doing it with kids and stuff, then it starts to become a serious, serious problem.
Officers are very bad at rhetoric for some reason. I wonder why.
If he was a couple years younger, you'd be going to prison.
Idiots.
You understand what I'm saying? With no strings attached. We'd be blowing this door up and we'd be taking you in our car. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to be careful about what you're doing out there. Just like he really needs to second guess his life choices. But you do too, because you can get yourself in a bad fucking spot. Do you understand that? Does that make sense?
It's kind of like
at
the one
scene,
cop
the officers
who was
found an open box of
like emo howling wolf. The one cop was like preaching to him like, you can do anything you want, you can build a skyscraper, and it's like, I don't think emo howling wolf has the cognition to follow through with something like that.
What he was saying towards emo was this: you don't have to fucking listen to people online. You don't have to fucking make this your world. Just like be yourself, be your own. Take some agency. You don't have to be moved around.
Sit in your shitty Depends if you want to.
Yes,
don't listen to them.
But here's the thing: who led him to his shitty Depends in the first place? How did he get to the point that we know him as Howling Wolf?
No, but you need to prove those trolls wrong, because if you don't, then they're going to think those terrible things that they say about you in the comments.
Well, in his case, that was 100% true. He is exact. It's like Shani and Rev. Like, they are exactly the creatures we think of them. But there are others. There are many, many others who... Actually, if you guys could think of any, that'd be kind of cool right now, because I can't think of any right on top of my head, who just actively, like, fought against the worst elements of all that and tried to do better. Like,
nobody's popping to mind.
Exactly.
What, Chris Chan? Chris Chan loves feeding the trolls.
No, that's not what I mean at all. I mean, like...
I don't think Chris Chan has that level of cognition either.
No, because Chris Chan is active. Like, they are literally autistic. Like, they don't have that ability to grow as a person.
I think Chris Chan's feeding of trolls is accidental. Chris Chan's just being himself, and that encourages the trolls.
Maybe Hunter Avalon, or maybe...
What, does Hunter Avalon feed the trolls?
Once upon a time in a distant past, and then he was like, oh shit, maybe the whole right-wing angle isn't the best.
Yeah, he's a grifter.
Immediately he becomes a grifter the second he doesn't support right-wing politics.
Well, it's just, I don't know, like, in Maryland, there are a lot of prissy, pampered kids like him that really are not well-read, and they don't have anything to really show for themselves, but they're, like, straight out of high school, and they got everything figured out. They're smarter than everyone else because they got their rack of participation trophies.
Okay.
And I think Hunter Avalon's a great example of that. Ooh, what's that?
I honestly thought it was a weed farm burning at first. But it looks like Puerto Rico's main power plants blew up a week after it got privatized. Half the island is without a power. Remember, folks, capitalism is the way forward.
Except not, apparently.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like that's naturally meant to happen in a power plant.
That's how they generate the power. What are you talking about?
That's what you do when you get fired and you're angry. That's what I would do if I worked at a power plant.
You get fired, you give fire.
Thank you for reminding me there, John, because there is something from No Contact Humans that I want to bring up, and it's actually kind of amazing.
I've always wanted to blow up a power plant, see what would happen.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe don't do that.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, go ahead and continue to be curious. Just don't find out, you know?
No, those fertilizer plants.
Third one down.
I mean, they create some pretty significant explosions.
Shit. I saw it on my phone earlier tonight, and I was like, "Oh, I'd love to show that."
You should have bookmarked it.
I was on my phone, so what I bookmark
Can you not
here,
do that on there?
No, I can't bookmark it on my phone the same way I can bookmark it here. But I'm recognizing a lot of. Like, I recognize something that I saw, and maybe I'd show you guys what I'm. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing, but I'm terrified we're gonna run across a naked lady. If we see a naked lady, YouTube will kind of like crush us. So here is some.
No contact nakeds.
Yeah, too satisfied. However, look at that.
Ooh, Lego.
Look at that.
That was pretty satisfying.
Ain't it just? The only thing that would make it more satisfying if they then filled it in with yellow. That's
yeah.
it.
You know what's even more satisfying than this though?
Mm-hmm.
The game Satisfactory.
A game I could
Very
never
satisfying.
play, not once.
Why? What is that?
Because
I've never played it either.
I fucking suck. I don't know. I'd probably not be able to pull it off.
I mean, there's not really like a time limit or to it or anything. You can just figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same way as oh god, what's a good Games like Stardew Valley and shit like that.
Dude, that's how real men open up a bottle.
Right. After the lady.
After
the lady with the banana. Or not.
Yeah, he took a knife and just cut open the bottom of the bottle and just started drinking out of it.
I don't know what's going on right now.
I don't know either. I'm watching these guys drink beers under.
Yeah, we all are, and we don't know why.
Yeah.
Wait, PT Ham says I need to be careful. What do I need to be careful about?
Do I need to be careful? Because I am showing my Twitter, and my Twitter is full of so many girls with no clothes on.
I said be careful, John.
Ham's referring to your comments about blowing up a power factory.
I talk about blowing stuff up all the time.
Do
that. Not being
I think
serious.
that's what PT Ham is saying.
Well, PT Ham, I thank. Oh yes, we can look at this. This has been going
this
around.
One?
Yeah, this one.
Is this car being unbirthed into the ground?
Oh shit! Hey, keep your kink off YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. The audio.
How is there not much of a pit there? Well, my car's just gone.
Yeah, it's what completely in.
What about the person in the car? Like, was there a driver in there?
Probably not, or else more people would be freaking out.
Yeah.
Yo,
damn.
John, Durt, are you still there?
Yeah, Dirt's MIA. He was in the comments just a couple minutes ago.
Let's have a look.
Durt, we can't hear you. Where'd you go?
If he was in a few minutes ago, Christ, that was a few minutes ago. We've got a proactive chat then tonight, Christ.
Maybe he's typing on his phone on the pooper.
Maybe.
But PT Ham, I'll promise
on Discord.
I'll promise to be more careful when it comes to blowing stuff up with fertilizer. If you
there's Dirt, cleaning up after a little shitbirds.
Oh.
Okay. Well,
his kitties are being shitty.
Oh, kitty cat, why so fat? They ate too much of
All the cat scats.
Cat scat.
Yeah. Beep 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 pop.
All right, so we have enough left over to so many. This is something I actually watched. This is just like a standard. Oh shit! They took it down. Oh. It was quite a long time ago. I put it to one side. So, suppose let's watch a Karen then. Let us watch a Karen. It was the same vibe. It was a guy getting punched in the face on a bus for calling someone the N-word.
Now, I live in Maryland. And if you know anything about Maryland as a state, it has the wealthiest middle class compared to any state. So if you want a good example of like just pampered suburbanites, Maryland is the state to go. And Baltimore has a reputation for being a very crime-infested city. So essentially, it's the only major metropolitan area in Maryland. So pretty much all the poverty is segregated into the city, and then it's surrounded by all these wealthy, bougie suburbs. And that's the state that I live in.
So you're saying there's a lot of Karens on the lam?
Yes, a lot of Karens in Maryland. Maryland, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, they're Karen galore.
I mean, it sounded like that particular city was like there's a lot of crime and a lot of Karens, so I have to imagine there's a lot of Karen.
Well, actually, there's not a lot of Karens in Baltimore City. You need to go to the suburbs outside the city to find all the Karens. That's one of the reasons I moved to the city, is to get away from the Karens.
Yeah, the inner city doesn't seem to have Karens. It's the outer city. It's like the
suburbs.
Yeah, when you go to the
makes sense.
Once you hit the drive-throughs, then you enter the realm of the strip malls, the public parks out in a sea of nothing.
I just want to see like the border between the two, where like There's got to be some borderline in between where you've got the Karens doing the crimes.
Yeah, like in Europe, it seems like people living in urban areas is more common. Yeah, in America, it's more suburban, like oriented. Everyone's expected to have a car. Public transportation is terrible. Cities are where all the poverty is. So that's starting to change. More and more younger people are moving to the cities. So gentrification's starting to happen. But for the longest time, like living in a city in the United States is kind of associated with poverty, unless it's like
John,
New York City.
I have been going to the United States since 2006. I even worked there, and I will tell you 100%, your cities beyond fucking suck if you don't have a car. Even when you do have a car.
Public transportation, it's terrible.
It's absolutely atrocious. 100%.
And that's because, once again, the cities are neglected because in the 50s and 60s, when you had the end of Jim Crow laws and everything, pretty much all the bougie white people fled the cities. So the cities were kind of just left desolate with no social aid at all. We're the land of capitalism, every man for himself. So we're the white picket fence society.
It's just this idea of American cities being built on the concept of everything can be sold with your car, because a car is a product you can sell someone. Once you have a city that is designed around a product, you have to buy that product.
And that's why I'm sitting here in Canada without a car, because my city.
Saying that, when I was in Toronto, I could feel the vibe. It did feel like an American city with much a nicer population. Honestly, in Toronto, I could indeed walk a lot of places, and I could even take the train. But it did feel like in the next 10 years, the second you move outside of the iconic areas around that, the big Toronto, what do you call it? The
metropolitan areas?
No, the fucking the city hall. The one that they had in Resident Evil 2 that was nuked, pretending to be Raccoon City.
The town square?
No, it's a literal giant ass building that's like the town hall, the town square. It's huge, and there's this massive Toronto sign, like a block of text in concrete that has Toronto all spelled out, and has a bunch of lights on it at night. It's very pretty, but the second you go out of there in 10 or 20 years, it's going to be like any other American city. That's the vibe I got, and no Canadian I met said otherwise, because anyone who has power is going to look at what's successful, and I hate to say it, they're going to look at America, and they're going to see the American style of a city, and they'll expand it. And pretty soon, everyone is going to be traveling on foot. Not longer on foot, but in cars.
Well, August mentioned New York. Yeah, New York's one of the few exceptions. I'd say New York and LA are the two cities where
one Manhattan side of Manhattan Island to the other, up and down. I walk from Battery Park down to the fucking Trade Center. No, on average you can't do that. What they have, though, regardless of any of that, is a fantastic public transport. Toronto has great public transport. Chicago has great public transport. A lot of American cities do, but it's just that the suburbs are cut off from those areas, and that's where
that's when
people live.
Well, yeah, the suburbs in America are terrible, but I'm talking about the major cities, the metropolitan areas. New York is manageable with public transportation, and I grew up in the suburbs, and my parents were fucking obnoxious because when I wanted to get my driver's license, they would insist that in America everyone walks everywhere, and I'm just lazy. You could go onto Google Maps and look up the starting address and your destination, and it would tell you it's a 4 or 5 hour walk.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
You have to watch at least one episode.
How are the kitty poopies?
All right, so let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what I witnessed. I sat there. I'm looking at my cat. I'm watching him take a shit because I had to take him to the vet. They're dealing with worms. I'm making sure I'm monitoring their stool. Well, this fucker literally took a poop, attempted to dust it over with cat litter, missed, and then walked right through the poop and tracked it across my floor.
Oh.
It was stuck to his foot,
Nasty.
the whole little turd.
Have you tried corporal punishment?
It's like everything he did was wrong.
Yeah, he fucked it up from beginning to end.
You're supposed to,
except for the part where he did poop in the kitty litter box.
Oh, that's
You're right.
true. Yeah,
that's true. Dude, I will say it always impresses me, dude. Cats figure that shit out so quick. Like, what is it in their instinct? It's like, ooh, smelly sand. This is where I poop.
Because they're very territorial, and they really like to have a designated place where they defecate. Dogs don't like to have a designated place. They like to designate every place as their territory.
Their territory.
I'm going to piss on this. This is my territory. That's my territory. Cats only like to have one designated pooping location.
Another dog, it's because over pissing territory.
Yeah,
like two dogs fighting each other or just barking at each other. It's because see that tree over there? That's my tree. That's my tree. You get away, other dog.
Karens in the wild.
Good morning. Get away from the window. I'm not talking to you anymore. I don't care. You don't care? No. Give me the manager. Like, can you hear her talking to me?
I want to see the manager.
Can you pronounce number one?
I love the manager walked out and it was like this fucking 7 foot tall, fucking incredibly strapped motherfucker who's like barely being held in by his outfit. He's like, "Is there a problem, madam?" Like he can barely, like the bulge on his pants is barely able to hold in. Yeah. And she's like, "I want to say that. Oh my god, I could grate cheese off your abs." That has been proven numerous times, but you, madam, have to leave.
Hang on. Did this lady actually tell the employee to not stand by the drive-through window anymore?
I think she did.
Is that what just happened?
Let's just see that.
Care? No. Give me the manager. Like, can you hear her talking to me? You pronounce number one?
How dare you talk to me?
Your mom don't care how I talk to you. She not gonna do nothing. What do you mean she don't care how I talk to you? You better get her. You better do it right now. I'm gonna watch you do it right now because that is bullshit. What? Don't talk to me like that. I talk to you however I want. You don't talk to me however you want.
Dude, I like this girl. I'll talk to you however I want. Piece of shit.
Do you hear that?
Pay me like $9 an hour.
I was about to say I am getting minimum wage. Like my
is minimum wage 9 or is it still 8?
It depends on the state.
I'm gonna say that she's lowballed to whatever the hell she's doing as a rule. There's like 99% chance that if you're in America and you're in a position like this, you're not getting paid enough.
Yeah, whatever the minimum rate is, that's what she's getting for sure.
I believe that
get on my
federal minimum wage is still
Whoa!
Who threw what?
The Karen threw her drink at the employee.
Yep.
That's not
Dude, if this was my kid, I'd just be like, you know what? Take the drink and just throw it at her. Self-defense. Whatever. Fuck her. Fuck your minimum wage job.
Yeah, get on my drafting.
There you go. Because, that's how you respond as an adult. That woman is, what, in her 30s? Or older than me? Maybe even in her 40s. And that's her response to someone in the service industry.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Portman said federal minimum wage is $7.25.
Oh, jeez. But is it enforced in every state, or is it just like the standard?
Yeah, most states, I think it's around $9 an hour. I know in Maryland, it's less than $9 an hour.
I keep pushing for the 15, but in reality, shouldn't it be like 33? If you account for inflation?
I don't know. I think $15, $20 an hour is around how much it should be. Plus, I think people should get universal health care as well.
Yeah, I think regardless of any... Well, I'm European, so of course I agree with you there.
In Canada, the minimum age is
She
14.
poured a whole glass
Probably roughly
of water
equivalent
on
to,
me.
like,
Don't try
What?
American.
That fucking good. She threw her entire drink at the person with the camera and then claims that she got water thrown on top of her.
the asshole. Fuck
she
you
did.
up. Come on. She checked out the.
Oh no!
Did though.
You fucking
awesome.
Karen piece of shit.
Well,
You reap what you
I like
sow.
how shocked she looks.
well, she's
oh
the
my
victim
God,
because
consequences?
she says she's the
What's going
victim.
Yeah, she's gonna
Yeah,
play
of
a
course she
being
does.
the victim. Let's
It was
just-
okay when she did it because
Yeah.
mental gymnastics, self-justification,
Let's
of
just
course.
see the context again.
She
Right?
broke number one.
For being wrong, eh?
A fucking king / and or queen, whoever was like, you know what, you threw this shit on me, here you go, clunk, right on back, you
Don't care
know.
how I talk to you. She not gonna do nothing. What do you mean she don't care how I talk to you?
Do you have any idea how much my rent costs? You fucking bat-winged fucking Karen piece of shit.
Got her Wonder
Watch you
Wings.
do it right now because that is bullshit. What? Don't talk to me like that.
I talk to you however I want.
You gonna
Please
talk
get
to
out
me
my
however you
dark
want?
feet. Yeah.
You know for a fact that the woman who's
You hear
recording did not like start recording her for no reason. Like she knew why she was re-recorded. Like
Well, I think, like, when people talk about, like, hey, I didn't like consent to being filmed, it's like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
guess
if
you
you're
didn't
not doing
consent when
anything wrong, like, why do you care that you're being filmed? And I just think
Yeah.
that it's like in 99.9% of cases when somebody's being filmed and they're freaking out about being filmed, it's because they're in the wrong.
Yeah.
And they
Odds
don't like
are,
the
if you're in public, you're being filmed.
Yeah. Like, who the fuck cares?
Also-
Like, it's legal because you're in a public place and they have every right to film you in a public place. But it's like they want to be able to rely on confirmation bias and self-justification. I didn't do the things that I did because I don't want to be held accountable for the things that I did. And they don't like the fact that there's empirical evidence, so they can't just gaslight everyone.
Pretty
Also, I'm enjoying the fact that she's trying to recruit support from somebody who's not even there while
Yeah, you hear this drive-through business? I'm talking to you on the phone. You hear this bitch? Like, God, what the fuck?
You know what I'd love? I'd love if the person on the other end wasn't like a friend or family, but one of those sort of
Customer
like
service
scammers.
agent.
Yeah, like one of those sort of like, hello, madam, I am from Microsoft Customer Support. Oh my God, I'm so glad you talked to me. I am dealing with the worst problems right now. Okay, madam, can we please come down and tell me that if you're having problems with your customer support with Microsoft? You know, like, I would love the idea of these two fucking pieces of shit to sort of like joining each other in some sort of level of defense against someone who is like, yeah, hi, water. You like water? You got water.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out my drafting pussy.
There. All right. Now, no matter what, no matter how the attitude prior or post, she instigated this shit.
Oh yeah.
What I love is people like this, like,
Come
they'll
on.
claim
And
that,
she
like,
got water
yelling.
tossed on top of her as a result.
I don't think that was water. Wasn't that like a milkshake or something?
Well,
she threw the milkshake back. It could have been. It was a cup of clear liquid.
It looks. It
Oh, okay.
kind of looks milky, but it could
Could've
also
been
just
Sprite.
be. Yeah, it could have been a soda.
Mom, she just poured a whole.
And she's shocked, but not looking at it. She's also not as shocked as I thought she'd be.
Wow, this bitch who I just threw an entire fucking milkshake at just dumped a whole cup of water in my lap. How the fuck did we get
Now,
here?
You know damn well that if there was no video evidence at all, she would insist that she didn't throw anything.
Oh, you kidding me?
Yeah, guaranteed.
She would have probably been like, "Oh, then they put a gun out on my face." You know, like,
whole glass of water on me. Don't try to play me.
don't try to play me. Oh. So here's the bonus Karen.
If you don't have a member,
And again, they're in a fucking golf cart. Because it's been established. If you see a golf cart, you're in for a bad time.
uncle is here. Your
And look at that punch. Look at that punch.
Oh yeah.
That is a man who is like, I worked other people to the bone for 25 years, and I want to justify my Asian trans prostitutes in peace, damn it.
Uncle needs to go to the pool with you. Why my uncle got to join me, ma'am? Because that's the park rule. Well, listen, the park rules ain't stating that my uncle needs to attend me unless I'm underage, and therefore I am valid to walk to the pool. Sorry. So you know what, Karen? You have a good on day and drive on by, and we're going to see you sometime soon.
I'm going to see you sometime soon. Mm-hmm. That's a nice voice right there. Yes,
what's one of the best ways to determine whether someone's a Karen?
What?
You call them a Karen and watch them throw a temper tantrum.
I've got a
sort of
self-prophecy in some ways, isn't it?
What's that?
It's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy in some ways.
Yeah.
Not as much as you think over here, at least, because they actually don't understand the reference. If you call them Karen, they'll be like, actually, my name is Grania. You know, like, they won't.
Well, but I mean, if you want to, if you want to prove that you're not a Karen, and a Karen's somebody who's highly neurotic that like throws a temper tantrum over the smallest ounce of criticism, then it's like, why would you throw a temper tantrum over just being called a Karen? It's gotta like.
You're right. That's why.
Yeah.
So I got a story to tell, and it was to do with the return trip back here from Dublin. And Claire and I were up in Clonsilla. There's a train station there. You grab it, and then you grab to the major train tracks that leads up to Carrick, and that leads me back home. But there was this this downtime where she sat down and she stretched her legs, and I stretched down and I stretched my legs. And I also had a huge chunk of beers. So, of course, me being me, I broke out the beers and started knocking them back. As I knocked them back, around about beer 2, a woman, masked, thank fucking Christ, but dressed in, I don't know how to put this, except maybe quirky herbalist store owning aunt outfit. She's 90s feminist, you know, like she's just there, like she's just, I don't know how else to put it. I'd love to give it like an example and put it on screen, but she crossed the street and started talking to us. And I immediately was like, okay, so she's probably pissed off that I'm drinking out in public or whatever. And she was. But she never outright told me that she was. Instead, she was more sort of like, "Where are you from? You're from some place that isn't here?" I'm like, "Yeah. I'm from. I've been living in Leitrim for 6 years now." And immediately I went like, "Hello, madam." She wanted to be condescending. I was condescending right back. And we had this sort of condescending off. It was something along the lines of like, "Oh, I thought you were a traveller." I'm like, "No, I'm not a traveller. Most travellers come from this part of the country." like we were back and forth.
That's actually one of the most British things I've heard.
Oh, it was pure British, back and forth, and eventually we kind of understood that we weren't going to be a threat to each other, but she was terrified that it would be sort of like a knocking drinks back on. "How are you, love? Right, so you don't have a euro on you, do you?" And I kind of like reach out and
have a what?
A euro.
What's that?
A euro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I wasn't that much of a difference in tone. What the fuck? But no,
I thought it was slang for something else.
No, a euro.
Euro.
Yeah, but a euro, dear. Some euros, yeah.
Also, she was begging from you as well.
Well, no, she thought I was going to be begging from her, and she crossed the street to kind of like condescendingly talk down to us. Went back and forth, and we started to have a rapport, and it went positive. She'd been living around this part of town for decades now, and she was, she was happy and talking to people. She was glad that pretty soon everyone could take the mask off. And then at the end, she said something was casually off the top of her, like the top of her head, whatever. I'm glad I talked to you because I was worried you were going to be some of those gypsy folk. And I'm like, gypsy folk? What type of gypsy folk? The filthy mongrels. Anyway, bye. And she wandered off.
Oh boy!
And I looked at Claire.
Casually
and
dropped the big old racism on the way out.
I looked at Claire and I went, she seemed really nice with the whole racist angle there.
That took a weird left turn all of a sudden, didn't it?
Wait a fucking... That's like making
more of
really
a right
nice,
turn.
A really nice
Well,
dish.
a right turn in Britain, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Normally, hey, here's the thing. Normally, our racists are upfront and straightforward. Unless they are, I don't know, Sargon. In which case, no, I'm not racist at all. I just think that certain peoples are better at certain things. Have you ever gone and checked out this great website called Stormfront?
Yeah, white people are better at tanning.
Even though he's not upfront about it, he's doing a worse and worse job of hiding it these days.
All right, now this lady,
I've seen this thing before.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
I think actually I might have shown her on this channel before, but it doesn't matter because I wanted to show her on this channel, but I don't ever remember actively having a whole segment dedicated to her. So thank fucking Christ someone beat me to it.
Mega fucking fuming! Fucking lip breaking
Look at those
all
eyes.
the fucking time! And no one's doing anything about it!
Can't look away from them.
Angry! Fucking getting salty with every fucking day! I'm fed up with it!
Okay, I don't think people should face discrimination for their appearance unless they look like her. Then I think it's okay.
She reminds me of like a can of mackerel or something.
I like how she spent so much energy yelling about how angry she was and how she's fed up with it, but she never told us what it is.
Apparently, it was. Oh Jesus! What was?
It's like some of the effects from like Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah, I remember what the context was, but for Christ, I can't remember it now.
That's all right. Not that important, honestly.
Yeah, that's
holy shit.
Yeah, she kind of transcends shit. But I apologize, guys. I'm not bringing my A game tonight, and
it's all good.
Saying that, you motherfuckers donated 150. Jesus fucking Christ.
They like their hangover.
Hangover be damned! I'm hair of the dog right now. I'm drunk as fuck. I couldn't even find my.
Actually, that's a good point. You can't have a hangover if you haven't stopped being drunk yet.
Yeah, I have been on a fucking binge for the past. How many hours has it been now? It's been like 72 is 3, so that's 4 days. 4 days of just non-stop drinking, lugging it down. So
I think it's because you had Durt and me on that we got all the donations.
No, John.
Yes.
That's why we got all those downvotes.
Downvotes.
Yep.
It's only like 0 downvotes.
There's only like 0.
Yeah.
Hey, John, you just wait until it goes up and then go to our numerous fucking Reddit subreddits, and there will be hashtag John Morgan is lame, John Morgan is bully, John Morgan equals Hitler, and
how many sock accounts does Spec have?
8.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I wasn't. He told me I shouldn't tell him that.
You mentioned them, so now they're going to be all over me. John Morgan's talking shit about me again.
See,
if you pause at this Bearded Ramblings 40, you'll see John Morgan in particular freaking out.
That's my point, though. We know Spec has all these sock accounts because Spec is called they.
Oh. Well, according to Spec, I'm the one that makes all the sock accounts, so... I think they're a hypocrite when they're the ones making the sock accounts.
I want to spend more time just focusing on Durt just being incredibly fucking 90s right now. It is sort of like his Max Headroom-esque sort of way.
Max.
Welcome back, sir. Sports fans.
If you think that's something, you should see the picture he posted in the Discord a minute ago.
Ours or the wider community?
Yours.
Yours in general. Okay. Yours in memes. There's a great picture of I'm fucking fuming lady.
I'll check that out afterwards, although I'm not going to watch
Very surreal.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just wrap this
I don't know
up.
any of these songs, so
yeah,
I don't know.
They're all original except for the latest one he posted. The rest of them are all his. So let's talk about.
Can you do the right-hand arrow and see what the next few ones are?
Yeah, sure.
Now, if you had this guy on the stream,
never mind.
How do you think he'd be able to hold a conversation?
Poorly.
Oh, incredibly poorly.
But we try, and we'd work around.
I think it'd be a mix. I think he would have a lot to say, but I think we would not be able to understand 90% of the words he says.
No, I know exactly where he'd flare up, and that's if he watched Kevin Joseph King. And we'd ask him about Kevin Joseph King. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, I'm saying Kevin Joseph King. Like, he seems to be a really cool guy, and I really like him." He'd start going into this fucking huge.
It would be like
tangential. Myself on this one.
I'm in agreement.
I'm express myself, guys. What do you think? Sucking to the right. Sucking from the right.
I can't make out what the different titles are.
What's poppin', your boy Buff?
It goes in and out. It's
yeah. Okay, so you guys can see it up front. Before we wrap the night up, for the first time tonight, considering the mighty donations we've received tonight, Jesus fucking Christ, you guys want to chill? Let's start with you, Krendar. What are you doing afterwards?
I'm playing through Near Replicant, so in an hour and a half, I'm starting the Route B second bit of the story. Shit's getting real weird. Yoko Taro's a mad genius. It'll be fun.
Nice.
I've heard really shockingly impressive, but also shockingly horrific things about it. Mostly involved girls with their underwear. And also,
he's a big fan of that. Mm-hmm.
And also a really impressive knowledge of philosophy. You guys ever want to break down his theorems? Yeah, watch Super Bunny Hop's Near Automata breakdown. He will talk about the philosophies that are brought up in it, and I'm serious. They get obscure. You like your 1950s French philosophers? He likes his 1950s French philosophers too. John Morgan, with your fucking podcasts that are now our rivals, that we must destroy in brutal conquest.
That's the Pedantic Pedestrian Podcast. We cover lots of upbeat stuff. So if you want to see how wonderful the world is outside of your like Western kind of modern environment, watch my stream. We'll see just how nice human beings are to one another. And we've also been, I've been doing like a Resident Evil Let's Play, and Dirt's been my like little co-host there. So
did
little
on you?
Little.
Yeah. He's doing the original remake, not the newest one. I, however, nice segue, thank you, Krendar, am playing Resident Evil 8 on my channel. So tune in. Maybe I'll play it again. You know, I have a tendency of like streaming like once a month. You don't want to miss it.
Oh wow!
Thank you, Krendar and Durt Cobain, for teaching us about how to find you. You can find them too and no others in the links down below. No others whatsoever. I really am annoyed at John Morgan. He never showed up he just kind of vanished. I mean, I've heard that about him. I heard he's very flaky. Not like Trubisky, who can just pop in and out of existence. Yeah.
Durt, you want to throw a link to your channel in there? Go ahead.
No, it's in the.
I don't
it's in
think
the
I'm a
description
mod.
down below.
It's in the description. All right,
Yeah.
you're already covered.
Oh
then.
yeah, well, I always make sure that
They usually are, so it's good.
Yeah.
John's just making sure.
No, yeah, guys, if you haven't already, check the links down in the description down below for the Discord, Twitter, and of course, all our guest links, Krendar's, all in one, John Morgan's, and Dirt's channels. So you guys can find that there. As for me, I know the schedule says A, but as you can tell, I'm kind of recovering. So I'm going to be taking a day off. So Sunday, you motherfuckers will get 2 streams in one. That's fine. That's great. But let's just go and watch Buff so I can get off camera so I can crawl to bed. You've been fantastic. I've actually had a great night, but I feel dirty being this drunk on camera and not playing Skyrim or Fallout.
Dude, I was sloppy this morning. Shab was up all night streaming, and I had to duck out, bro, because I couldn't hang. I was sloppy drunk this morning, so I feel you, my friend.
I see Shabby, like I come out of like a pub crawl, like or like a fucking house party, and I see Shabby at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I'm like, I want to contribute, and I've got some stories to tell, but at the exact same time, fuck that shit. It's me time, and I put it away, and I fucking strut down the street, and I don't know, I get myself a Subway or something. I don't fucking know, but the point is, I get that too. Like Shabby seems to stream. God fucking damn that man for his commitment. He will stream. He will stream. If it's a day, he will stream it. It's just, do I want to stream it? Do I want to watch it? 9 times out of 10, I'm either asleep or I'm too drunk to want to engage in people. So
yeah, that can be a thing.
Anyway, let's watch Buff. Express myself.
Dance this out, sweet boy.
Be back, Muppet Devils. Be back once again. Tell a friend. Anyways, tonight I'm going to do just another.
I've never seen him wear black pants before.
I got to Express Myself by Buff Crawl and the ones and two. So let's get out further.
That makes me want to lift more weights.
Express yourself.
Let's go. Ready, set, go.
Looks like he's lubing up.
Let's go.
He's a shiny man.
He's glazed like a ham. Toss some spices onto those fucking skillets.
He's got bigger biceps than I am.
I think he has bigger biceps than I do have a gut. Like, he is toned. Look at that body. That body is a fucking Final Fantasy character from like 2008 or something. And like the proportions just weren't right, so they wanted to create like a tank while showing them how much of a tank they were. Oh, let's make them tough. What's that mean? Oh, you know,
he's
most of the body.
He's what you get if Cloud and Barrett do the fusion dance.
I need to work out more.
Spike your hair. Much more spikier hair to get Cloud.
I gotta express my
half Cloud.
Even then, like, if that's the case, because Barrett had a bit of a spike going on as well. So.
I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself. When I hit
Sorry,
the end
guys. I apologize for this choice.
Yeah, this is.
The lyrics are profound.
It definitely appreciate. I'm watching the incels in the chat are definitely appreciating. Like, something about this is very depressing. Remember, this is an original song, by the way. This is how he feels someday.
I gotta be me. Do my 1-2 step. Crowd live and ain't sit down yet. I don't know how much I like to dance with the MJ touch. Let's go all night till we see the moonlight. Yeah,
No.
I gotta express myself.
Let's not do anything with the MJ touch. How about that?
You know, it blew my mind when I realized he was
My
recording
Paul's
himself in
game
the
is
mirror.
ideal.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that if anyone
He always
ever
does it that way for some reason.
No, you realize you're ripping off DP by covering him.
Hey, John
Two
Morgan
Guns is my favorite character in Final Fantasy X2.
I get a bunch of people accusing my stream being a DP ripoff, and it's like,
and they've never come to me or the Geek Room or the fucking shit show or anything.
There were
the shit show
dozens
gets
of
that all the
popular
time.
podcasts before DP that had that same kind of template. So DP is a ripoff of
Deep Fat Fried. You guys are ripping off their contestants.
the goddamn podcast. I watch them. They're around longer than a DP, and they have that kind of template.
Oh God, what the fuck is wrong with you? Nash from it's like from Channel Awesome. He's not a part of Channel Awesome anymore, but he is Nash from the Ninth Dimension. It's like, oh God, it's Radio Did It. No, not Radio Did Air. That's Josh Hadley.
Guys, we have to stop talking about Shabisky now. He's here.
Oh, fuck that Shabisky guy.
No!
What are you saying about him being a giant police?
Will I fuck Shabisky?
I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to say, Shabisky, you are a good friend, and we'll have you back on anytime. John Morgan, you've been a bully for too long. I am calling you out.
No.
Yep. You're about to get banned from the Discord server. You're losing your wrench.
I'm going to have to go on to Shab's stream next and bully him. Get my impulses out
We're
there.
going to keep booting you off until you end up on, like, Rock Feast streams or something like that. Being like, yeah, I never liked Shabisky because he said this thing about me.
Underhaven, in their Discord, I posted some stuff about Dark Master because he subscribed and I posted some of his comments. And then Rod Feast posted like an image of me. It was a drawing of me giving like Shab a BJ.
I made that.
Yeah, but he had it. He posted it like instantly. So that means that like
he had it
somewhere in his computer that he could just copy and paste it within the span of seconds. And then I sent Animancer the DM of him, like the receipt of him threatening to dox me, and he got banned from Underhaven.
Wait, I missed part of that. Who'd you say did this?
Rod Feast.
Oh yeah, the fucking figures.
Yeah, we gave him. We approached him, being like, "Hey, buddy, you want to have a talk?" He's like, "Sure." And in 5 seconds, he's shouting, he's spittling at us and trying to bite us. You know, like he just lost his fucking mind in like 5 seconds, and we're like, "Wow, way to make our choice more easier." You know, like,
dude, he did that all the fucking time. Like we were having movie hangouts, and he's like freaking out, and it's like we're the one running the movie hangouts and stuff, not him. And he's like, yeah, he's like freaking out when we're talking at all, like, watch the damn movie. And then I like server muted him because he kept like screaming and throwing a tantrum. And then of all people, Kino are trying to defend him. You're provoking him by server muting him when he's throwing temper tantrums.
Okay,
because I'm the bully.
Ryby kicked him out over me, and the same logic, and she's like, he came to her and was like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And she's like, "Yeah, buddy, you kind of said some pretty horrific things, and I don't know if I want to have you in my community." And he fucking lost his mind at her, and she's like, "Oh, wow, you should have told me you were manic. We could have talked over this because I'm manic too. But you know what? I don't need that in my life." And she blocked them all the same. Like, just like, here's the thing: if there is somebody who is clearly unwell and a piece of shit, don't hate them because they're unwell. Hate them because they're a piece of shit.
Yeah. I like how when he came on Shab streams, his big thing is we're trying to run a business.
It's
remember
like he declared
himself
had to kind
Shab's
of like
co-host.
pause it and be like, dude, there's no us.
We're trying to run a business.
Fuck it. That's he wastes too much energy. He wastes. Yeah.
Come on, Rot Feast. Just stop attacking my ears.
Rod, please. We didn't get you on stream for a reason. Our ears are so tender and soft.
I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself.
I like the beat.
I gotta express myself. I gotta express myself.
That's it. It's been a bit of a weird one tonight, folks. Anyway, so I might as well wrap up with a weird Buff Corral, even weird by his standards. I'm wondering at this point. Hey, you decided on the choice.
It's your fault.
I did. This is my fault.
You actively made me pick one of his originals. So, and you know what else? Because
4 out of the 5 things on the screen were originals, and the one that wasn't original was Friday.
Do you not understand?
Would have been a good day for it.
That could have been a goal. It's Friday after all.
True.
I mean, it's Friday.
It's already Friday.
Well,
I think
it's Saturday.
A certain young lady has gotten us all sick of that song already, though. So
yeah, ever since I've been like 21, 22, it seems like as soon as it's like Monday or Sunday, it's then like Saturday. It's like it seems like it's the end of the week as soon as the week starts.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Yeah, I thought that was alcohol talking, but yeah, I didn't know what the hell you meant either. I'm glad it wasn't me being drunk. I mean, obviously I'm drunk, but I mean, there's angles.
It seems like once you get like into your early 20s, it's like up another 4 years have gone by.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, literally, like I've noticed that. Like, holy shit, I've been 21 for 2 years, and that's fucking stupid.
Oh, just
been 21
for
40 years.
Yeah, no, everyone can agree on that. I was talking about that.
I don't know where the last decade went.
I'm 26 in a few days. So,
happy early birthday, John.
I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20.
Yep, and it only gets sadder after that. Like I was actually,
I wish I was 30 again.
I'm 33 right now. Grandar is the old man of the room, but I'm taking the silver medal. Like I'm 33, and pretty soon I'm going to be 34. And then once you hit 35, that's halfway to 40. Grandar, on the other hand, what's your age? Like 40?
I'm ancient.
40.
Actually, you know what? Let's take a minute. Everybody in chat,
place your bets.
How old do you think I am? I'll give you
wagers
a minute.
now.
42.
I'm gonna say 42 as well.
All right, we got one vote in. I'm not sure if he's Hitchhiker's Galaxy memeing or not, but what does everybody think?
By the way, guys, if you haven't already,
All
like,
right.
share, and subscribe. Check out the links down below for our guests and for
I would
Discord and Twitter, as well as our Streamlabs. But above all else,
I would say so far John's the closest, but he's the only one who's actually given a vote so far. So that's kind of by default.
I'm going to say
closest out of 1.
42. I'm sure you told me before, but I am a drunk, so we'll say in Spanish.
All right. You were pretty close, John. 45.
Ah.
Damn.
You don't go for 45.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, that's why I hang around with the man. He doesn't have any airs about him.
Do I look good for 26?
You look like shit, John.
I mean, honestly,
Damn, John.
It goes on my mother's side of the family. We all generally look younger than we are.
How many of
You're
them
like a
have
Benjamin Button?
Yeah. Especially if I were to shave the beard away, I would look 10 years younger.
Durt, I do believe you're still in your 20s, correct?
Yep, I'll be 23 in October.
Oh, just a baby.
No, bullshit.
Tiny little boy.
You're half my age, sir.
Seriously.
I'm a young little wee lad.
But that means you've only legally been able to drink now for what, like 2 years?
That never stopped me.
No, obviously, but it's just that's the big last hurdle for Americans, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing else to look forward to for the rest of my life.
Hey, that's not true. You have crippling debts and
Yeah.
no fucking social nets, all right? You have that to look forward to.
Hell yeah.
Damn right. Unless you take
Social Security.
No, John.
That's communism.
That there communism. There ain't gonna be.
John.
By the time I get my hands on it, there ain't gonna be no Social Security left for me.
When you're 35, you get to run for president.
Yeah, that's true. We want to see Durt Cobain. Who would be your running mate?
Wait, so is Krendar the only person here who could actually run for president?
Except not, because I'm not American.
Yeah, he's a Canadian.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying just based on age. Come on, don't nitpick.
No, John. You of all people do never get to say that term. You are the most nitpicky motherfucker on the planet.
I do it facetiously. I do it knowing I'm being obnoxious.
That statement was also obnoxious and facetious. Henceforth, it makes it redundant. So
and yet it also proves itself as well.
Yes,
so.
it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. What the fuck? Thus making it a true redundant statement. John, you are a beautiful, beautiful egg, and we wish nothing but the best of you. This is the last time you're ever on the podcast. My God, we are never getting you back. It's just going to be two pictures of Durt Cobain because I like the static behind his head.
What, am I that bad? Am I that obnoxious?
My God, yes. You are lucky that your co-host is a fucking stoner like Shabisky.
I like how we're having a facetious off between these two right now.
No, I'm a rambler.
He's being for real.
I'm 100% a rambler. I can get distracted by a fucking light bulb. You know, I can just get sidetracked and oh my God, you're pretty today. Wait, no, that's what I say for pretty. Like, that's what I say for girls I want to hit on. That's what I want to say to girls. Have I mentioned that I've been drinking and I've been up since like 2 a.m. because I have. I think maybe I've reached my limit. I think my charm is worn.
You know what,
out.
Lev? I've got some good news for you, Lev. You get to go get some sleep now.
We're done.
Podcast is finished. The only reason I'm
Night,
not
everybody.
even awake
Thanks
right
for
now.
dropping by.
Night. See you all
Thanks
on
for having
Sunday.
me.
My end.
Yeah.
And for the rest of you,
Always welcome, Durt.
The script